We are live on the air. We are over halfway. Well, we're halfway through the NFL season, Ramon. Boom, just like that. Week 9 in the NFL. How are you, my friend? We've got, I say head to head, we don't have a lot of great matchups. I'm really looking forward to the Dallas-Denver game. That should be a good one. But we got a lot of things to bet on, and we got a lot of good opportunities. I know Kirk Cousins is starting today. London's out. So we got a bump to Mooney. We got a bump to Pitts. A lot of news coming out, but let's just hop into this, brother. And you can say hi to me after I throw it to you, but we got Joe Flacco and the Bengals hosting the New York Jets, who are in an absolute free fall. Actually, can you be in a free fall if you weren't up here to start with? My goodness, this thing opened at 6. It's sitting at 6 in a couple of places. It's 5.5 at Caesars. It's 5 at MGM with the Jets dogs on the road. Talk to me here, brother.
Now,
Jets?
The next Jets quarterback is going to be that quarterback from North Texas, I think, when they draft him and try to tank for him here. I don't know if he's the best out there, but they'll probably make some mistake like that. But look, no, I don't know about that here. I think the chaos a little bit here with the Jets coming in with the situation at quarterback, and now you got to go back to Fields. Overall, Holden, it feels like a little bit of a downer here. All of a sudden, you got to go back to Fields here. Sheepishly a little bit. And you have some momentum here with Flacco. It feels like finally getting a rep with those receivers now. And I like what the Bengals are doing. And I think that they can hang in here a little bit until they get the other Joe back. So no, I've got the Bengals to rout here and probably in a pretty big score. And Jets probably get some points on the back end because Fields still has the experience here. We know the Bengals aren't world beaters, but the line's gone up here, but I'm still willing to lay it with the Bengals.
Okay, that would be game number 1 of plenty today. We do have bye week hell, but San Francisco at Houston, CMC has just been ridiculous. We'll see if Kendrick Bourne can get off the schneid. The Texans, man, they just cannot protect CJ Stroud. It's really tough to see. They got injuries to their wide receiver core, which is basically decimated now. And injuries on both sides, obviously, but Houston's still a 2.5 point, 3-point favorite at home. I actually feel, and this thing opened at 1.5. Tell me why it moved the other way, because I don't get it.
No, it feels a little bit sharp too, and I might end up being a square here on this because I've really put a lot of trust into guys like you got to have those top receivers, Nico and. Yes, Kirk hasn't been at what we've seen him in the past, but they need him too. So I have a lot of reservations here going with the Sharps in this one with the Texans, and I still want to roll with the Niners. The reason why the Niners are 5-2 is because they have backups, good backups, a great program at every position. That's what John Lynch has built here, and that's why the Niners continue to win despite injuries at every key position every time, except for McCaffrey. You only can pray at this point, right? Because that if that happens, we're done. Until then, we're fine. I'm going to take these points, even if the Texans find a way to win. It's going to be by 1 or 2 points, I think, here in this one. And I know it's tight end day, so you got to mention Kittle here, but you didn't look that great right now. I think there's some better tight ends on tight end day here, but Kincaid may be the guy to look at, actually, in this one. And yes, I'm getting upset that we see CJ Stroud getting beat up because it's hurt his reputation a little bit. I'm a big CJ Stroud fan, and I think he just needs the right protection at this point.
And he hasn't had any since he came in the league. Tight end day is all hype. Go look back at last year, San Francisco 49er.
Did you know that last week was one of the most, was in several years, the lowest production by the tight end position in several years last week? Is there something with, hey, let's save that play for tight end week, or we're not working as much this week? Because if I'm the defense, I know who to cover today. That's for sure, right? Maybe the receivers, maybe the fade should be on a little bit, but some of these tight ends are hard to pass up today.
So we've got Niner in the chat. I don't live in the past, my guy. Public Enemy said, "Don't believe the hype." Flava Flav, gigantic. Yeah, if you're not old enough to know Public Enemy, I'm sad. I'm sorry for you. Shout out to Eddie Pinero from Tim D. Drop your best bets in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Let's keep rolling with the Bears at Baltimore again. No Lamar Jackson. On the other side, somehow, some way, the Bears are now 4-2, and they're going on the road. They're getting 2.5. I see 3 at Bet Rivers, Sugar House, Canby, whatever the hell you want to call it. So this line's between 2.5 and 3.5, Ramon, and it was Chicago +6. Now, this was before you knew that Lamar Jackson was down. Is it just going to be a whole bunch of Derrick Henry today on the Baltimore side? Because I wouldn't mind looking at the total at this point. The total, you've got a Baltimore team that's just going to want to run all day. 45 was the total on the open, 45, 44.5 is the total now.
Yeah, it is going to be all day, all day. Derrick Henry for sure. I would think that is going to be the only way to ride now with the Snoop in there at quarterback, and there's a lot going on with this whole situation with the Ravens, and not for us to talk about. Let's just say we know that Snoop Huntley's in there and Jackson's not, and they'll have to pay the price with the commissioner later on for probably a clerical error. Actually, I'm not over reading what went down, but for me, it's about Johnson. It's about what the Bears are doing as a program here, and I think it's turned around. Whatever you want to say, I don't think we're going back to the old Bears right now. I'm not putting them even in the playoffs yet, but with a start like this, a good record like this against Baltimore, where look, there's going to be another week here. They better win this one. They only need to win. I think it's going to come down to the wire and be close. So I'm going to grab that field goal, even if I have to pay some juice on it with the Bears. But I believe in Johnson. If the first week they came out clunky and everybody's like, hey, this isn't the solution, and then they've only gotten better, and even Caleb's looking better, and I'm a Caleb guy, and all those guys that make fun of me, that's okay. I might paint my nails at the end for the playoffs with some Bears things in there.
Ramon painting nails over here. Wow. Deep dives, my friend. Next one to talk about. Miami at Atlanta. The Dolphins are a disaster. They're 1-6. I believe their one win was against the Jets, right? Atlanta, on the other hand, going with Kirk Cousins. People are going to laugh at this. I feel like Kirk could have a day. I just don't think that he's going to have to throw that much. As a matter of fact, under 31.5 pass attempts in play here today. The total is 44, 44.5, and 45, depending on what you want. Well, don't bet the 44.5, right? Bet the 44 or the 45, depending on which way you're going. But Miami's a debacle, and Bijan Robinson, I think even Tyler Algier in spots to just destroy this Miami defense, man. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah. Good for Kirk. Hopefully it works out with Bijan. It's going to work out with Bijan today, and throw to him a little bit too. We know how good he is getting that ball in any kind of space and everything. It's not about only the run game and Pitts. He might be my number one tight end today at tight end day. Holden, I already took him 2 touchdowns and 5 receptions at 18-1 with Pitts today. So that's what I'm looking for my big score here with Atlanta. I've actually taken the Dolphins, though, here because of the situation. When Cousins has come in, now it's been a while. We haven't seen much. He's been, hasn't had to be called upon. But when we see him, he kind of, if he needs to be used multiple games, and we don't know if he's going to, because Penix, the injury is not that bad. He could be back in just a week or two. So usually it takes a little while for Kurt to ramp up, but I don't know if he's had the kind of team. He's kind of had to step in and be the guy. Here he's got a lot of good talent around him here, but I still think it comes down the wire. I know that we're screwed with the Dolphins right now. No one wants them here, but because of Cousins, I'm actually going with the Dolphins, but I'm not down on Kirk Cousins at all. I think he'll know exactly what to do. I just think it's going to be a little harder for him to do it. So hopefully Bijan and Pitts have the day and get it done. But I think the Dolphins, this might be the one role I'm going to trust them in here at a touchdown.
I think this is a survivor question from your boy Jimmy Lambeau. Can you please tell me who you're more confident in, Pats or Bengals?
Oh, that might be a survivor question there for sure, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, with which team to win outright between he said either the Bengals or the Pats.
Patriots.
Yeah, Bengals. Bengals, I would think for sure. I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Yeah, okay. I think the Browns a little bit of a wild card with the defense. If they can put some pressure on May. Well, I think the trends really favor. We'll get to it. Let's keep rolling.
All right, let's keep rolling. Buffalo, Carolina. Carolina's been, I think, if I'm correct, Carolina's unbeaten at home. Buffalo, they have not been able to stop the run. Their defense has been a debacle. Nonetheless, they got Josh Allen. This offense is just not clicking. And I still think there's room for improvement. They're putting up points. The defense is a debacle. They're going to have problems in the playoffs if this thing doesn't get fixed. Carolina at home, plus 7.5. You want to lay the 7 to back Buffalo. 47, 48. I mean, I'm seeing 48.5 at MGM. Wow, a 1.5 difference. So what do we got here? Buffalo, Carolina. Carolina could cover this thing.
Look, these are the spread regression games that really sometimes trouble me, but also it's a sharp angle. When you have the Panthers, who've been the most terrific spread covering team over the last dozen games or so, especially at home, they're money because they're always getting a ton of points. Starting to go down here a little bit because they're showing a great start, really, right? You can't ignore this record. Yeah, weak schedule, whatever. Every team's playing some schedule out there, and you got 4-3. So look, the Bills, they're failing to cover right now. They're on a negative spread run here right now. So I am going one more time to the well with the Panthers here, taking a touchdown. And yeah, that total's going up because of your man, the Red Rifle, here a little bit. Probably might be a little bit. I'd probably rather have Bryce Young in there too. I know we could have made fun of that a year or two ago and said, oh, you know what, bring in Dalton, they'll be just fine. I think we really would rather have Young in there.
But I am not claiming the Red Rifle. I'm not claiming Andy Dalton. You said my guy. No, that is not my guy. Not my guy at all.
Wish I had Andy Dalton's hair.
Yeah.
Well, but you know what I'm saying, though. Holden bringing, they've got him for a reason in here to take this role, and they're not going to, they can roll with him here against the Buffalo. You mentioned the schedule today. Maybe it's not so great. That's because there's too many interconference games on the same day and not enough division games. So that's probably why. And you know what happens sometimes in those are the walkthrough games a little bit, right? We know the emotional get-up games. Division games. You got to go down there in Buffalo. Only got to win here. Diggs has been banged up. He'll be in there, but you do have some good targets here for sure with the Buffalo Bills, especially on tight end day here. I think we mentioned Kincaid, right? So probably can roll with a little Dalton Kincaid.
Diggs going to have a day. I don't think the Patriots are going to be able to run today, and I think May's going to have to throw. Giants, Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. The spread is 7, kind of stayed where it was. FanDuel has 7.5. Caesars has 7.5. And the total is 43.5. We talk about tight ends like Dallas Goedert is in a smash spot with A.J. Brown out. Devontae Smith is in a smash spot. The Giants, on the other hand, devastating loss in Denver last week. Can they bounce back at 2-5, taking on 5-2 Philadelphia, which a 5-2 team, here's another one. Good record. Pedigree, not look that great.
Was it only last week that collapsed, right? Imagine how I feel like, oh yeah, Holden reminds me of the, one of the most incredible games we've ever seen with his Broncos last week. Imagine how long this week must have been for the Giants here. And now you got to go on the road here and face revenge against Philadelphia. I mean, I've got it as an absolute blowout here.
It's my John Elway signed mini helmet. Thank you, DraftKings, for that. Keep going.
You got a big head, so to speak. So anyway, revenge game with the Eagles here. This is a blowout waiting to happen. Congratulations to the Giants. You're woken up here a little bit. I'm on the dart train a little bit here for sure. I don't mind, but not today. No way, no how. This feels like a blowout city to me. I know anybody who's playing the Giants playing that dart angle here a little bit, I think, and what they've seen. But Goddard for sure, and should be a big day for the Eagles. I can't see it any other way.
Yeah, we were talking about bad games. As bettors, we don't give a damn, right? We want the cover. It's always a sweat. Prop players, there's some good matchups for us to back some props. I'll be honest with you, I'm a little scared. This is the most exposure I've had this year. And I wonder if I'm too exposed to too many different things, but we're about to find out. I'll tell you this much, Keg rolls. He's got high exposure, and he's one of the most profitable bettors out there. I think he's the best live better out there. It's National Tight Ends Day. It's National Keg's birthday day, too. So if you want to ride a narrative,
Happy birthday,
ride Keg's birthday.
Thank you for allowing me to be on the channel as well.
You are not, come on. It's not your birthday.
No, but I'm older than Keg.
And I think I'm older than you.
Okay. Next game.
51.
Oh, thank you very much. Wow, man.
I'm older. No, what are you?
Good, Holden, but
okay. Thanks, buddy. So the next game. Oh, before we get to the next game, let me plug this.
I'll come to terms with my daddy status.
If you want all our plays and you want to watch our live show and get our premium plays, go to nukethehouse.com/pricing. Enter the code nuke30. You get 30% off your first. You get 30% off the package and 1 free week. Nuke30 is the code at nukethehouse.com/pricing. Tampa Bay at New Orleans. The Bucs got to bounce back. Mike Evans exited early last week. I think Baker's going to get back on track here. Spencer Rattler and the Saints. I mean, come on, man. This is rough sledding for them. 46.5 total. Thing open at 5.5. Tampa Bay down to 3.5. Actually 3.5, 4-point favorites. Why the movement toward New Orleans, do you think?
It's sharp again, Holden, just taking division game at home. Remember, I'm kind of one that's been, maybe I've even lost here a little bit. I've been on the Saints on the show here a little bit. You know how I like the receivers and the offense, and I think they're going to continue to grow here. But division game where Tampa needs to keep it going here right now, getting a little bit of a discount. Call me square. I'm going with the Bucs, and I think they're going to hold them down today. I think it'll be the defense that determines it for the Bucs. Man, Mike Evans, God. This guy can't stay healthy, but look what happened. He can't stay healthy. We already know Igbuka. He was on the injured list. He's in, but now the Bucs are look. Shepard, he's come back to life here all of a sudden. Where Sterling Shepard, it feels like an old man here at this point. He's stepping up, and Tez Johnson is one of the hottest names that nobody had on their radar just a couple of weeks ago. So the Bucs have the guys to take care of Evans and just get healthy again, Mike, and come on back. And, God, you just got to wonder how many injuries can this guy withstand. He's such a tough player. Sells out. He sells out. That's why he gets hurt, and he's old.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a Hall of Fame career. It might be done. He's always had hamstring problems.
He's going to try because as long as there's life, he's such a competitor. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why the Buccaneers have a championship. I talk about division championship pedigree. It's hard to win anything, beyond that, right, year after year. But you could win your division, and the Buccaneers have done that. He'll go down as a kind of a champion too.
Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the NTH Picks YouTube channel. Tennessee, Indianapolis, the 1-6 Titans, the 6-1 Colts. Jonathan Taylor in a great spot. Daniel Jones in a great spot. This is a massive, massive line. 14.5, 15, depending on where you shop. 47.5, 48 total, depending on where you shop. I mean, I just don't see Tennessee. You know what? I don't want to see. I say I don't see Tennessee hanging in this game for a little while, but I don't see Tennessee hanging in this game for a while. This could be over after the first quarter.
Oh, remember the football follies?
I loved football follies.
And remember that when Cam Ward just the other game tried to throw the ball and it flips out behind him, and then he's walking off. Like he looked like the 1975 Buccaneers out there, 79 Bucs. So it's just not clicking yet. I want Cam Ward to do so well, and he actually has a great. Colts have a good defense. This is about as good of a matchup for the Titans as they can get. But unfortunately, the Colts are in a pretty good spot too with their whole freaking offensive lineup. It feels like it's tough. You're right, 14.5, 15. You're going to want to buy it if you really want to bet on the Colts just to make sure at least to the 14 here. But I think the Titans might have a trouble actually scoring more than 10 points. 10 or no, I don't know touchdowns in this game.
It's going to be rough sledding. We've got Dallas at Denver. This is the game of the day for me. You got a 3-1 Dallas team. You got a 5-2 Denver team. Denver always manages to keep these teams close. If the team could be 1-6, the team could be 6-1. It doesn't matter. Somehow, some way, after two devastating close losses early in the year, including a game they should have won at Indianapolis where the kicker missed the kick, but there was a penalty, and then he goes in and they win it. Denver's this close to being 7-0 this year. They're also this close to probably being 3-4. So we'll see. But I mean, Dallas, this defense is a debacle. I see the Denver defense getting going at some point in time. It could be today. Denver offense maybe targeted or should be targeted in props. 3.5 is the spread. It moved from 3 to 3.5, 51.5 total today. I don't like that half. I like the -3. I don't like the 3.5 where we're sitting at today. Probably going to be a in-game betting opportunity for me if we can get this thing under 3. The 51.5 total, that's a lot. That's a lot of points.
It's gone up, right? It's gone up, and it's not gone up because, we know totals don't go up because of injuries or sometimes when they're replaced, but there's been no offensive adding here to this one to see this one go up. It's just that we know that Dallas just looks so terrific on offense, and they've got such great guys. But what wins? To me, Holden, when you've got a record-setting defense, right? A generational defense statistically right now, the way this defense is performing against a highly elite offense. I always size defense still, and the fact that Dallas' defense is so bad. Look, Denver showed what they're made of with the way they were able to come back. It does feel like they play down to their opponents as well, so maybe they can get up for this one a little bit with Dallas. I like to pick against the spread. I'm not a guy who says take the money line. I agree with you wholeheartedly. They let teams in the game. With a team like Dallas, the back door can easily come in to play here as well if Denver has a lead. But since I like to pick one way or the other, I prefer Denver. I think there's a better chance of a Denver cover than a Dallas cover, I think, when it comes down to it. But I think under in this game, actually, because the spread, the total's gone up too high. I'm sure it'll flirt with the number, but I'm just going to say it'll stay under, maybe stay in that 49-point range because it has jumped over from 47.5, I think, on the Circa opener to 51 here. So that's a pretty big move, and I get it. And hey, Denver showed all that incredible play there at the end of the game last week. You must have been going crazy.
Man, my wife had never watched football with me in the 5-something years we'd been together.
No.
She hears me screaming, right? So she comes down. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, the Broncos are just getting smoked. This is disgusting. She goes, you want to go out for a walk? I said, fine. I missed 2 touchdowns. I come back in. The TV's still on. I go, holy shit. What just happened? And they were still down. Nix leads them. Then Dart leads them, and then they get the winning field goal. It was the most remarkable fourth quarter at least the parts that I saw that I've ever seen. It was absolutely sensational. She sat there and got excited too. So I'm like, this must have been a pretty good football game. At least the fourth quarter was. One more, Ramon. And before we do our last game, Green Bay at Pittsburgh, want to remind everybody, you can get in right now. nukethehouse.com/pricing. We're going to give you 30% off any package plus a free week. We're never going to give you a better deal than this. I'm telling you right now. nukethehouse.com/pricing. Nuke 30 is the code. Sign up for any plan. 30% off, 1 free week. We're rolling. We got half the football season for the regular season left. We got college football. We got 2 big races left in NASCAR. I'll be live streaming and betting on everything that we can today. Green Bay at Pittsburgh. A lot of sharp people telling me, go with the Steelers at home. Go with the Steelers at home. Slight movement, I think, toward the Steelers here. I see some 2.5s, Ramon. I'm not worried about the 43.5 total. I'm also not worried about Aaron Rodgers against the Packers. This is not Lambeau. 4-2 Steelers, 4-1-1 Green Bay. Steelers take the points in a game where I think both teams are kind of even right now because Green Bay ain't playing very well offensively.
When you hear Aaron Rodgers say, this isn't a big game, it's not a big game for him. It's just another, not that game that he's kind of like the president, right? You don't really believe what he says.
Yeah.
So no, I love it. I love it for the Steelers here tonight, and probably on the money line too a little bit here. Packers are going to have a pretty good season. They're going to definitely be around. And Tucker Kraft, I mean, he's probably a guy you want to target on National Tight End Day, actually. And unfortunately, the Steelers have a great, the Packers are terrible at guarding tight ends, but unfortunately, you got three guys, the Steelers with Freiermuth in there, and the other guys. They got three guys. Johnny Smith, of course, in there as well. They got three guys who can catch passes. So I don't really know. Freiermuth had the big game last week, but I don't know who would have it this week. So I do like the Steelers here, and I'd probably go primetime under here at 45 or whatever it is there. But yeah, I want to take the points here for sure. Packers could win, probably come down the wire. You're going to see here tonight, right? We always make fun of these kickers. Oh man, kickers! Well, these guys can make it from not when you get into Pittsburgh, man. When you're kicking off that Pittsburgh turf, the ball goes this way, the ball goes that way. So we'll see what kind of happens. And don't take those. I want to tease one of my guys out there, but don't take those kicking props in Pittsburgh tonight. I don't know. He probably still will, but maybe it will come down to a field goal. Maybe it'll come and hit the post and go in or something goofy like that. And the Pittsburgh can get a win here. I'll take the points for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to take it back. Packers offense is not struggling. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the Packers. 40, 20. They put up 27 points, it seems like, every game. So that should be a fun one. I think Sunday Night Football, we will be live, definitely live and free tonight for Sunday Night Football on the NTH Sports Picks YouTube channel. Ramon, plug what you're doing besides for college football here at Nuke the House.
Yeah, my college football. My best plays are here for college football. That's what I can say about it right now. We're going to finish strong here this season on Nuke the House, and I'm over at the Sports Money Network every day. I do a show at 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific. I preview the entire betting card, basketball, hockey, even some other sport. World Series, Holden.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm a Dodger hater, but I'm not ignorant either. They got that home field now. But also, I'm on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel with a late night show. I'm kind of doing a late night vibe type of thing called Night Moves at 2:30 Eastern a.m. and 11:30 Pacific time p.m. So kind of a interesting show there, a little late night, right when you're kind of looking at the games for the next day. So couple shows, plenty of shows, and I'm over here with you a couple times a week. Nuke the House.
Yes, sir. Nuke the House. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the NTH Sports Picks channel. And again, nukethehouse.com/pricing. Nuke 30. Get you 30% off plus one free week. The boys, Keg and the Boys, about to be live in a few minutes on the NTH Sports Picks YouTube channel. Ramon, great to see you, buddy. As always, let's go nuke this slate, please.